So many women of you tell me they hate their hooded eyes, and it breaks my heart really. Here's a comment I recently received. Hooded eyes, I have them and I hate them. No matter what we do and how we do our makeup, they look terrible. Yeah, and that seems to be a common thing. So many women complain about their hooded eyes, hate their eyes. I find that is so terrible, and ironically, I myself, I have hooded eyes and I do not hate them, and I do think they look quite pretty. And in my case, that is just genetics. I've always had hooded eyes my whole life. I am born with hooded eyes. Why all of a sudden would I want to change that? It's almost like it's a fashion trend. But should our face be a fashion trend? Should we just change our facial features according to what's in right now? And I feel like a lot of it has to do with YouTube. Literally, YouTube is the platform I learned I had hooded eyes. Basically, I didn't know until I was about 38 that I had hooded eyes. Like the whole term hooded eyes was nothing I knew about, and I bet you didn't 10 years or 15 years ago either. Like, there was simply nothing we talked about. Everybody had eyes and that's it, right? And then on YouTube, and I think that is like the OG creator. I don't know if you know her, Sugar Puff and Fluff. I can link her channel. She, in my world, was the first creator talking about hooded eyes and how to apply eye makeup on hooded eyes. So that was for me life-changing. For the first time, someone explained how to do eye makeup on a hooded eye. I had no idea. I mean, all these times you try to do all kinds of looks with eyeshadows that don't really work the same on a hooded eye. And there she was explaining how to do it. But then came the other side to the story. In the last 10 years, we've had so many tutorials coming out for eyeshadow looks, and most of them were not for hooded eyes. And so we had these crazy eyeshadow looks that were very intense, kinda, I feel like, adopted from the drag queen scene. A bit too much, honestly, for today's standards. Not very natural, and we reached for crazy eyeshadow colors. It was all the hype, all the big YouTube OG creators. Jaclyn Hill, she did the crazy eye looks. All of them did, all the OG creators. And of course, all of them had so much eye space that we hooded girls didn't have. So over the years, what happened, I think, is more and more of us felt like, we can't do that, we are ugly. Because all these makeup looks were impossible for us to do. We can put all that eyeshadow on our lids and you simply won't see it because of the hood. And I think that is a big reason why so many women hate today their eyes. But I'm here to tell you, don't hate your eyes. And also, we have an advantage now. These crazy eyeshadow looks that we used to see, they are no longer in. We're seeing more natural looks today. We don't do the crazy purple and blue and green eyeshadow looks. So for me today, an eyeshadow look should only do one thing. It should enhance my natural beauty and should not be about which color I'm using. So I'm trying to keep it in the natural eyeshadow range and try to just enhance my eye shape. And yeah, that is the other thing really. If you hate your hooded eyes, maybe it's time to learn how to apply eyeshadow correctly. And there are really amazing creators, and I will link some below for you to check out that really truly have hooded eyes and explain well to you how to do it. And I have also planned a video in the future how I do it, how I apply my eyeshadow to make the hoods appear less harsh. So yeah, please don't hate your hooded eyes because makeup can change so much. If you see my face without makeup, then you see I have really deeply hooded eyes, but with eyeshadow I find they look pretty. And also I find, in my opinion, some of the most beautiful women in the world, they do have hooded eyes. So look at them for inspiration. Those are the most gorgeous women you can think of, and they do have the hooded eyes. So please, if you look at these pictures, you cannot tell me these women are in any way ugly. Hooded eyes are gorgeous. Genetics plays a big role, and also it kind of reminds me on the nose, you know, for a long time everybody who had a little hook, like Armenian women, they felt they need to correct that because this is not the Western standard. Well, hooded eyes in a lot of cases is also just genetics, and for example, comes a lot from the Eastern European side. So just be proud of where your ancestors are coming from. Basically, my face is, my mom looks like me, my grandmother looks like me. Why would I all of a sudden would want to have different eyes? You know, they have these stickers you can put on your eyes, and I tried that out. A lot of Asian women like to use these, and yeah, I played around with that, and I have to tell you, you should try that out before you even think of doing an upper bleph. Try out these stickers to see how you would actually look like if you wouldn't have a hooded eye. And it is really weird because they always say if you have an upper bleph, you look refreshed, you have more open eyes, you look younger. And when I put these stickers on, I feel exactly the opposite. I feel like it's dragging me down and it's making me look sleepy and tired and somehow weird, and I feel just like not myself. So yeah, try that out before you actually do a procedure like that to see if you would like your face with these kind of eyes. I also want to talk about these before and after pictures that these surgeons put out on the internet for us to see, because I don't know if you see it, but I see it. The lighting so many times is different in the before and after. And while I will admit that some of the results look really shockingly good and you see a major effect, I can also see that they enhance the before and after with having really bad lighting in the before that makes the hood appear even worse. Like all the shadows, everything just makes the whole picture really worse than the after, where all of a sudden the light is right in the face and not showing any wrinkles. I can show you a couple of examples. Do you see how bad the lighting is in the before picture? You can clearly see it is darker and we see more shadows even under her eyes, which is even making her under eyes look darker. You can also see it in her pupils. They appear lifeless and completely black in the before, while in the after we can literally see the light reflecting in her eyes. She also seems to look slightly more downwards on the before, while she looks straight in the camera in the after picture. This woman really looks 20 years younger in the after, and yet I still believe she just did not look as bad before as it may seem here. Again, the lighting in the before is absolutely terrible. See how bad the shadows are all over her face. She has no direct light coming straight at her face. The light source comes from above and creates deep wrinkles and creases. In the after picture, the light is shining right in her face, enhancing her pretty face. But of course, I have to admit, you can see a huge difference with the upper bleph here, but I wonder why still use these tricks on the before picture. Same thing here, bad lighting in a before. It is way darker, creating unflattering shadows, and she is slightly looking down in the before, worsening the hoods. We see again direct lighting in the face in the after, which makes everything look better, and she looks straight in the camera. Over and over the same game. In the before you can see it's darker, in the after we have direct light. I can show you endless pictures like that, and yes, we see a difference in the hooded eyelids too, but they are enhancing the results and make them appear bigger and better than they are with all these tricks. Okay, now look at this. I have my Diva light shining directly in my face. You can see how the light is reflecting in my pupils, and this is how my eyes look. Now watch what happens if I have the light source on top of my head. Look at this. Look how it changes. It even makes my under eyes really, really bad. And this is a lot of times what I'm seeing, what they do. Look at this. And then they take a photo like that. Look how crazy. So I could recreate these before and after pictures right now, and I would just take the after picture, right, with this light source. That's the after picture. And then the before, I just have this lighting on top of my head, really bad, maybe even look slightly down, like that. That is my before. And here you go. Here is my before and after, completely without an upper bleph. Yeah, I would always take these before and after pictures with a grain of salt if this was really such a crazy result, because I can do in the same minute, I can show you my face kind of looking down, kind of looking sad, and you know, the hoods will look worse. And in the next second, I can just, you know, open up my eyes a little bit more and give it a smile, and all of a sudden my hoods will look so much better. So I'm pretty sure when they take these before photos, they oftentimes even tell the patient to kind of really relax the face and not be in a completely natural state, you know, which automatically will drag your hoods even more down. And then the other thing is, of course, these pictures of celebrities that we see right now. Bradley Cooper. I feel like these hooded eyes that he is also born with, he always had hooded eyes that suited his face, and it gave him this cute, really handsome, boyish look, even now in an older age. And I'm not sure if really this upper bleph that he supposedly might have had really helped his look. What do you think? In my opinion, the hooded eyes would have flattered him more. And I think the problem about it is, it's just whatever face and eyelids God gave to you fits to your face. You cannot all of a sudden try to look like a completely different person. And I think the clue is really, if you maybe, that might be from case to case different, right? Some have more hoods than others, and the thing is, as we get older, you know, the hoods might become more intense, or you might have more fat or more skin hanging down. So it is obviously up to you and your choice if you need an upper bleph. I'm just here to tell you that you might consider other things first before you go this drastic route. And mainly not to hate your eyes just because of that. If you do an upper bleph, it's probably best not to go too drastic. I feel like maybe that's the case here with Bradley Cooper. Maybe the surgeon was a little bit too aggressive here and cut a little bit too much away. What do you think? And obviously, if your vision is impaired, that is not a cosmetic surgery, go for it, obviously. And then here these pictures from Selena Gomez, I was also questioning if that was maybe a little too much. And I actually always thought she looks adorable with hooded eyes. Same with Miley Cyrus, looks all of a sudden like a different person. Yeah, and I feel like this is really the thing. Why do we all want to look the same? That is so weird to me. What happened to being unique and have your own facial features? And Vanessa Paradise pops up to my mind. You know, we had these movie stars in the 80s and they had tiny little flaws, and that made them so adorable and cute and unique. And today we have this Instagram face, you know, where everybody looks the same. The big eyes, you know, the lashes, and then a small little nose, and of course giant lips, you know, and high cheekbones. Everything is exactly measured how it should be, and no matter your ethnicity, you have to follow that and have to look this new facial diagram that we ourselves created on the internet. So all these years, social media and YouTube is, I think, the first platform that started. Today we have so much more: Instagram, TikTok. We get influenced by all these creators, and first it was just a learning experience how to apply makeup, and then more and more it became to a we have to look a certain way, we have to all look like that. And then everybody is just trying to look their best, you know, which is not always bad. It's good. I try to look my best with makeup. But now we're at a point where people even recommend to other people which kind of cosmetic surgeries they need. And that happens to me all of the time. And I'm only a tiny little micro-influencer, so I don't even want to know how it is with bigger ones or with celebrities. But I get daily recommendations what kind of cosmetic surgeries I should do, and an upper bleph is always on the top of the list. And I find that really very strange. People out there in the world tell me I need an upper bleph, while I'm sitting here happily with my hooded eyes and have no issue with them. So I should go for a surgery because people online tell me, and then, you know, you look at them. Obviously, most cases they don't even have a profile picture. Who are they to go around and tell other people to do all kind of cosmetic surgeries, and yet here they are, not even able to upload a single picture of themselves. In this whole search of beauty and being perfect, this is what it's coming down to. We totally forgot about inner beauty. All we think of is we all have to be beautiful. You are ugly, you need to fix that, you need to fix that. And we totally didn't realize that along the way we got so ugly inside, telling other people what cosmetic surgeries they need. Where have we come to? That is the strangest thing to me. I find that horrific, honestly. That is not something that would have happened 15 years ago. People would not tell other people what cosmetic surgeries they need. We wouldn't even know the names. Like upper bleph, that was no term to me a couple years ago. And now we all know these names and know what to do. And facelift, we all need a facelift. All these surgeries to be beautiful, because this is the main goal, to be beautiful and perfect. And always this search for symmetry. And that I also want to quickly hop on that, because I, for example, have a completely asymmetric face. And you know what? Most people do. Do you think that is something rare? No, it's not. We all have a face that is on one side a little different than the other, because we are humans. We're not a plastic doll, you know? So that is so normal. And I have an eye that's a little smaller, my nose is a little crooked, one side of my lips is a little bit more down. That is so normal. It keeps going in my whole body. One foot feels taller than the other. That is normal. That is completely human. And then people tell me, I just got this comment that I should fix my eye mistake and get surgery for that. And that one of my eyes is smaller than the other. And that is true. But do you think when I fix that, if one of my eyes has the same size as the other, am I then prettier? Is it then that I reached the goal that people tell me, okay, now you're fine, now you're okay, now you're likable? No. Once that is fixed, the next thing will, draw attention. What is my next flaw? What is the next thing you see on my face that isn't right, that I need to fix? And then we get into this circle and want to fix one problem and the next and the next and the next. I'm not doing it. I'm just not doing it. And I think then starts the problem. And then, when it's not just one cosmetic intervention or maybe two, when you get a whole bunch of things, then things just start getting weird and you are no longer yourself anymore, and it's no longer your face. It's really sad where we have come to, and there is also a term, digital face dysmorphia. So we all see ourselves way too much. We all look too much in our mirrors or in our phone, too many selfies, so we are way too self-aware of everything what's going on our face, and we think way too much about our faces and all the little flaws, which is really, really sad. But I'm here to tell you that all eyes are beautiful. It doesn't matter if you have slightly hooded eyes, a lot hooded eyes, no hooded eyes. Every eye is beautiful. We are all unique by itself. Maybe you just have to learn a good makeup technique. I actually enjoy applying makeup. For me, it is soothing, relaxing, and I apply makeup every morning. I do that even if I don't leave my home. And I think that's why I also know very well how to apply makeup on my own face, because I know it so well. And by the way, hooded eyes, that is not rare. It is super common. It's probably a third of us has hooded eyes, some more, some less, but it is not a disease. It's simply genetics. And yes, as we age, it might get stronger. But the thing is really, does it make you prettier not to have hooded eyes? Because what I see here in a lot of before and after photos of the celebrities, they are pretty to begin with. If they do have hooded eyes or not. They are pretty before, they are pretty after. Nothing will change about that. If you feel that you are ugly because of your hooded eyes and you fix that, chances are it's not your eyes. You remove those hooded eyelids and you still don't feel pretty, because there is something else, something deeper. You might not have the confidence, or maybe again, even once you don't have the hooded eyes, maybe you need to apply the makeup correctly to really shine and to really show your beauty. And another interesting thing, Sugar Puffin Fluff, I was talking about, the original creator for makeup tutorials. I really learned from her how to apply makeup. She did an upper bleph, and it is quite interesting. You should listen to her video too.
And did it meet my expectations? Not exactly.
She wasn't 100% happy with the result, and it wasn't life-changing how she thought, and it didn't remove all the problems she thought she has applying makeup. Things just shifted. So that is a very interesting video. I try to find it and also link below for you. So here's my verdict. Hooded eyes are beautiful. They are not rare. So many of us have them, and it is not a disease. And maybe you just have to learn the right makeup technique to really shine. That's it for today, ladies. See you. Bye.